What's going on, guys? Crazy House One back for another day we review. And this time we'll be reviewing Live with Chris Jericho, which is Chris Jericho's podcast that debuted in April. And his first guest was John Cena. So if you like today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and say else to my channel. Now, the podcast scene has been going on since, I'll say, November? I guess? Yeah, November. Either November or December, I forgot. Maybe it was January. Who knows? I totally forgot. It started off with Chris, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He first interviewed Vince McMahon. Then he interviewed Triple H. Now, there's rumors going around the whole internet why they decided to go with Chris Jericho this time. Because they feel though the fallout between Stone Cold and Vince McMahon, we still don't know. Stone Cold said there is no fallout between what you call it. And all he said was that if we needs him again, he'll do it. They want to work together again, he has no problem working together with them. We don't know what happened because now they decided all of a sudden just to do the podcast with Chris Jericho thing. Now it's a monthly thing with the podcast. We don't know what happened. It's just simply we just later don't know. But anyway, Chris Jericho decided to do the podcast now, so it's a monthly thing. So every month there will be a new podcast. So for the very first podcast, which is technically the third one at this point, but it's the first one, Chris Jericho decided to be the United States Champion John Cena. Now he got on the show. The first thing Chris Jericho asked him was this new move, Stone Cold Stunner, which is funny how I'll get back to in a second. John Cena said now he got 6, basically saying how he got 6 moves of Stunner. He added a new weapon to his 5 moves of Doom. One thing I like about these interviews is that basically it breaks kayfabe. It's just real life. They talk about the real stuff now. They forget about it's scripted. Well, they like acknowledge the fact that it's scripted. They just tell everything happening on maybe backstage some stuff. That's why I like these podcasts. Anyway, talk about how he had a new move to his whatever. Because Jericho also about how how do you feel that you're not in the main event picture anymore? You let the other people do it now. He said he has no problem with it. John Cena has no problem with it because he wants to bring prestige back to the United States title. Now, I'm going to say right now, I don't agree with all of John Cena's points that he did in this interview. I'm just saying some of what he did. I'm going to tell you which ones I agree with and which ones I didn't agree with. Blah, blah, blah. Then he was talking about how the OVW, which you don't know, is Ohio Valley Wrestling, which was their developmental territory, which is the reason why we have John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, all those superstars that you know. Before I even talk about that, he talked about how when he was on Smackdown with the Ruthless Aggression era, he always was with Tajiri and then whatever. It was just a funny thing with Tajiri, how he spoke English, like clear English, even though he always acted like he couldn't. And then we talk about OVW, talk about how the guys down there, he was actually a bad guy in OVW, how it was like a deep roster, good roster between those guys, and how they was able to act themselves before they came up to the major picture, which was SmackDown and Raw. Then he was talking about how the current state of WWE, how they don't know what fans want. Like sometimes fans, they want something. Royal Rumble, perfect example of that. Can you remember the Royal Rumble? Basically, John Cena, the whole point was the Royal Rumble thing. Royal Rumble this year, Roman Reigns won. The fans didn't like it, which is crazy because last year, Royal Rumble, they wanted Roman Reigns to win. They want Batista to win. So they booed the hell out of Batista and they cheered Roman Reigns. This year was the complete reverse. It's like, that's why I dare you. That's the one thing I do agree with John Cena's point. Fans don't know what they want. They really don't know. Sometimes they want something, they flick of a second, they'll just change it. That's why we can never win with the fans. That's just my opinion. They can never win with the fans because it clearly showed in Royal Rumble 2014 that they want Roman Reigns to win. So they build him up all this time to next year Royal Rumble he wins, and now nobody likes him. It's like that's the one point I do give John Cena. Even though, in my opinion, Roman Reigns still should have never won the Superstar of the Year. I should have went to Brock Lesnar for 2014 because he accomplished so much in that year. He ended the streak. That's enough for it already. He became WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which introduced the new belt and whatnot. So it's like he should have became Superstar of the Year, but that's just my opinion. Roman Reigns was injured for the most part. But that's how that was. Then John Cena was talking about how about bringing prestige back, how he wanted more guys to just simply just push the envelope, do something just to get recognized. People like Roman Reigns, Cesaro, them. And then the main thing they was talking about really was just the whole Rock, between The Rock and John Cena, the whole thing, how those two rivalry, how John Cena called him out, how they're fine now. But before then, which one big thing about out of that whole podcast, before they was talking about NXT, how it was fine, Make-A-Wish Foundation, blah, blah, blah. The last thing Chris Jericho talked about, which was leading to the Rock and John Cena thing, is like the heel thing. He said he had to ask a question. You ever turn heel? You ever turn a bad guy? John Cena did reveal in this podcast that there was at one point he was going to turn heel at WrestleMania. Not at WrestleMania, or that during the time in WrestleMania, between WrestleMania 28 and Raw, that he was going to turn heel, that there was already recorded music for him. He had new merchandise. All that stuff, they was ready for him to turn heel, but in the last minute, Vince McMahon changed it. So that does confirm that John Cena was planning on turning heel. I always wondered that, because if you remember WrestleMania 28 when Rock beat John Cena was just, the way John Cena was, he was just looking, and I'm like, that's a sign of a heel turn, he was just looking. They always had one scene when John Cena is just sitting there with his leg up, and he's just looking at The Rock. I always thought that, yeah, that's a sign of a heel turn. Next night, Brock Lesnar came back, but that's a different story. So yeah, that does show that we was willing to make John Cena go heel. But John Cena did put up a good point. If he would have went heel, who would be the guy? Not saying that if John Cena turned heel, he won't be the guy anymore. He still is, regardless. He made a point that y'all boo him anyway, so he's the biggest heel anyway. So there's no point in him turning heel, because he is the biggest heel anyway. Y'all still boom regardless what he does. His main point, which I will agree with, is if he turns heel, who's going to be the guy that does Make-A-Wish Foundation? Who's going to be the guy that kids can look up to? Dan Bryan's almost there, in my opinion. Dan Bryan's almost there. Dean Ambrose could be one of those people. Or Reigns could be one of those people. But until they get to that point where, yeah, they can definitely do it, that's why John Cena still has to say face. And truth be told, at this point, it doesn't matter if he turns heel or face, because y'all still gonna boo him anyway. John Cena made that point perfectly clear. Y'all, if he turns heel, y'all give him they give them justifiable reason to boo him anyway. Y'all are still booing him when he's face, so there's no point of him turning heel or not. Even if he does, it won't make a difference. But that's pretty much the podcast. It was actually a good podcast. Chris Jericho did a great job with John Cena. I wonder who his next guest is. If I had to guess, me, it might be Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt. That could be an interesting one. Undertaker. It's just a possibility of these podcasts. It's amazing. Hopefully, there's, like we said, it'd be more podcast. It's a podcast it's a monthly thing. They announced that whole schedule thing. Otherwise, Live Chris Jericho, the first one, even though this was the third podcast for WWE Network, period. The first one featuring Chris Jericho with John Cena was a great one. I recommend you watch it. You go on WWE Network. Alright guys, for only $9.99, and you get to watch it. So then you guys watching like this review, make sure you hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to see else on my channel. This is Crazy Allen 1 signing off, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.